immigration reform is important because we're all immigrants. The United States is a nation of immigrants. And right now, the House of Representatives is going over an immigration bill that we need to make sure has a path to citizenship for all 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. We will keep fighting for our families and make sure leaders in the House of Representatives hear from us on border enforcement and extreme amendments. Enough is enough. Keep the pressure. Call your congressmen, call your senators. Make sure that we do our part to ensure that CIR is passed.
Good morning.
Buenos dias. My name is Daniel Palomino, and these are some other volunteers in the community. We represent the Arizona Dream Act Coalition, and we would just like to share with you that we are very frustrated with Ed Pastor's character on immigration reform. We see that he hasn't done anything. He hasn't even made a comment towards the Senate bill. It's not public. If he has, and if he does everything in the, excuse me, let me finish real quick, okay? Everything that he does, it's reported that he does in the back scenes, but we want him to act publicly. We want him to call out the Republican colleagues as well as his Democratic colleagues because they're not doing anything. At least that's what we see, okay? And if he is doing something, we want him to act, but now. It's already been a week and a half. There hasn't been any statement on his position, and the community members are very frustrated on his inaction.
Okay. I don't know what news sources you subscribe to, but apparently it's not the news source that carries his comments. I will tell you that as soon as that happened in the Senate, he did issue a statement, and the statement that he issued is probably right in line with what you guys are hoping for, okay? Comprehensive immigration reform that's just, that's fair, and that does have a pathway to citizenship. So I don't know what you guys are reading, but you're obviously not reading or seeing the comments that he's making.
I don't know what publication, as you did not mention, what publication that he's putting these comments out on, right? But he has good access to the some of the Gang of Eight, which are located, two of the individuals conveniently are located here in the state of Arizona. And he has, we don't see that he's gone and reached out to Senator McCain or Senator Flake, which are in the Gang of Eight. He hasn't done that. Has he?
Well, I'm not going to debate with you.
This is not a debate.
No,
that was a
yeah,
question. That was a direct question.
Well, you probably aren't aware of what he does, and I'm not going to try to explain what he does.
No,
or
you
doesn't
need
do.
to explain because that's
No,
your
it's
yeah.
not my
That's
job.
that's Ed Pastor's job is to communicate with the community because we voted him in. So we need to see him take a stance on this publicly. That's all we're asking for. And as you can see, there's a lot of individuals right here that are asking the same thing. And there's a lot of individuals outside. If you look out the window, there's media right here and there's media right outside. And all this stuff is going to be posted on YouTube and Facebook. So it's best for you guys to provide some kind of message to the community because that's why we're frustrated and that's why we're out here organizing. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't come to this position.
We acknowledge fully that he does support us. We do acknowledge that. And he supported, you know, immigration reform in the community for a very long time. But we also want him to use his tenure in Congress to get other people to also support. Because voting yes is not enough for us anymore. Our families' lives are on the line.
Is there any opportunity to get to sit down with a congressman?
A town hall, please.
A town hall?
Yes.
There isn't any town hall meetings. I'm a constituent right here in District 7. I haven't seen one town hall meeting since I've been living here. And the fact of the matter is I think it's very clear that these actions will continue if we don't see a response from Mr. Pastor.
And we welcome you to continue that because the more you can make your voice heard out there, the more you can convince other people, that's a good thing. But what I'm saying is that if you're saying that Congressman Pastor is not on your side, you are absolutely wrong.
Nobody said that. That's a very, very misconstrued
misconstrued
message right there that you just stated.
That he did convene the group of different groups that were involved in the DREAM Act coalition that we convened it here. He met with some of the members, so you guys do know that, right?
Was that one time in the last 4 years?
No,
Probably,
no,
yeah, probably.
no.
Is there any way we can sit down with Ed Pastor and see if we can come up with a strategy, not a strategy, but sit down and see if us and Ed Pastor can work together in a positive way?
What would those ideas be like? I'm
The
confused.
compañero just mentioned like a town hall, and maybe, yes, the congressman is already supportive, but you know, there's a whole district that needs to know what's happening, what's the process, where are we at? So we need the congressman and the staff, like, and to be out in the community.
But if you're asking us, like, what the steps are for Mr. Pastor,
No, I'm not
then
asking you what the
we'll
steps are for
clearly
Mr.
provide
Pastor.
a
I'm
procedure or a
not asking-
checklist for him to do,
I'm
you know,
asking you,
and let him
what
know
are
how
your
he can do his
ideas?
job better. That's what we
You're
can do.
very funny, thank you.
No,
I
no,
appreciate it.
that wasn't a
Thank you
joke.
very much.
You know, I personally just would like to state that I have to drive all the way to Mr. Schweikert's district to receive some type of information on what's happening in DC. I go to Schweikert's town hall meetings, which he informs us about the budget and, you know, that just passed. That's not done here in District 7, all right, since I've been here. If it has, then, I mean, I've been looking at the website, trying to understand if there is any kind of communication to the community, and there has not been.
Well, if you lived in our district, you know that we do ours through print.
Okay, is that so, there's no direct feedback, or like how?
We get feedback every day. We get thousands of calls,
Yeah.
thousands of letters.
And I've been
thousands-
calling, yes, I've
And
been
thousands,
calling, writing
and
emails.
all of those letters that require a response, get a
Thank you.
response. Thank you, thank
Si se
you.
puede, ¿eh?
Gracias, sí se puede.
I hereby pledge. Under oath. To live out the highest values of this land. Freedom. And justice. To honor and protect our families. So that we may live and love freely. To serve my brothers and sisters. As my liberation is bound to theirs. One rise, one fall. I am the hopes and dreams of my ancestors. I am the future of this nation. I am the American dream. Thank you, everyone.
Sí se puede.